Hello, welcome back to Mark's Garden UK at Rose Cottage near Nantwich in Cheshire, and I wanted to have another little chat with you about olive trees. And I've got 4, you can see here in this border, which I call my Mediterranean scented border because it's got lots of Mediterranean scented plants in, like rosemary, thyme and lavender. And I've got 4 of these standard olive trees here. I've also got 2 by the front door in pots, which were the subject of a video I made called Olive Tree Rescue. Despite the fact that the 2 are rescued, are also looking a little bit sorry for themselves and a little bit sad. Some of the leaves are burned there. If you look closer and you study these branches here, just there, just at my fingertip there, there's a tiny little leaf node, and on that leaf node a new leaf is starting to come through, and that will produce a full leaf, and all this again will bush out. I give these a prune as well. And I get a surprising number of messages and comments about the olive trees. And I'm not surprised, because they're lovely plants and they're quite valuable and you wouldn't want to lose them. And I'm very fond of my olive trees, but they are surprisingly hardy. I did a video on how to protect your olive trees for the winter, and I spoke about covering the tops, or the bushy part, in horticultural fleece. And I said that if we had forecasts of temperature down below freezing, I would come out and protect it. Well, we did have forecasts of temperature below freezing, and in fact the temperature went to -6 here in Nantwich in Cheshire, and I didn't actually get round to coming out and giving these any protection whatsoever. And I did that because I was reasonably confident that these are very hardy plants. I've had these about 6 or 7 years, and so I wanted to have a look at them and just see if there's any signs of life with these olive trees. And as I stand here quite close to them, I'm going to put my glasses on because I need my glasses to see at close distance, and I look at some of these stems, it is self-evident that these are not dead. And all I would say to anyone who's worried about their olive tree is there's several things you can do to decide whether your olive tree is dead or not. One of the first things you usually do is get a pair of secateurs, just cut one of the branches and look for signs of life. And I can see on the cross section of that stem, and I'll do another one, green. There's life in there. It looks like a twig, it looks dead, but it isn't dead. It's alive and kicking. Now, the leaves, they look a little bit worse for wear, and there's no denying it. But how would you feel if you'd been left outside all winter in temperatures down to -6? And I know for a fact that many of the leaves here have dropped off. That's just a little bit of shock in the plant. It's nothing to worry about. In about a month's time, I am going to come out here with my secateurs and I'm going to prune these right back. And it's going to look quite aggressive, perhaps is the word, but I'm going to do it, and I know it's going to work, because these 2 here were not pruned last spring, but the 2 at this end were pruned last spring. And you can see the difference. I'm going to bring the camera close up so that you can have a look at this one. You can see how bushy and compact it is. Now, I was quite aggressive last spring. I pruned this right back, and there were virtually no leaves left, and all these leaves are a result of the growth that we had last summer, and it will soon come back. Let's have a little cut into one of these and just see. Yes, there's green in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on this camera, but there's green in there. That shoot is alive. And again, if I look at all the little leaf nodes, there's tiny little leaves starting to appear. So where some of these leaves drop off, a new leaf will grow back. You can be quite tough and firm with these when you prune them back. This was a big straggly bush. By way of comparison, I'll show you one of the ones that I didn't prune on the screen. I'll possibly put this on the bottom right of your screen, and I'll put the other one on the top right, and you can see that the one at the bottom that was pruned back last year quite aggressively has got a lovely compact round ball. I'm going to do the same with all 4 of them this year. I'm going to cut them all back, and then halfway through the year you'll notice 4 lovely compact round lollipop olives. So as I walk along the line of olive trees, this one was not pruned, and look, it's quite straggly. There's not much leaf in the middle. The second one was not pruned, again, a little bit straggly. This one was pruned and this one was pruned, so you can see there how much it's benefited from that really severe aggressive pruning I gave that last spring. So I'm going to prune all 4 of these again this year, and then by midsummer I'll have 4 lovely compact bushes, olive bushes. And I'm not doing it just yet because we're not really beyond the point where I know that there'll be no frost, and I don't want to start pruning it until we're way beyond frost, because frost, you know, I don't want to take my chances too much, but I will do. I'll prune this right back, and even on that one there that looks like a dead twig, right in the middle there, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some lovely green, which is proof, if proof were needed, that branch is still alive, but you wouldn't think so looking at it. This tree is looking a bit straggly, but there's no doubt about the fact that it's alive. So there we go, a bit of an update on the olive trees. Don't worry about them too much, they are quite robust plants. Don't forget, in the native environment, some of these trees live till they're 400 years old and older, so they can't be that weak if they're living that long. Hope you found that interesting, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.